say to Agit Kabayel?
I'm big ban, I'm ban you, no delay.
One thing is certain in this fight. Someone will be knocked down, and from the looks of things, it will be Agit Kabayel. The question is, can he get up twice like Joseph Parker? If yes, it will be the beginning of a new dawn. But if no, another Joe Joyce in the making.
He said he's going to bang you, no did he?
Yes, I heard. He say he will bang me, but my name is Agit Kabayel. I say this. My name is Agit Kabayel. His name is Big Bang. I will bang him. No diddy, bro.
They say history repeats itself, but for Agit Kabayel, repeating Joe Joyce's mistake could be career suicide. Imagine this, an undefeated record, climbing the heavyweight ranks with skill and composure. Sound familiar? That was Joyce before his disastrous strategy against Zhilei Zhang turned him into a cautionary tale. Kabayel is now in the same position. If he doesn't make the right adjustments and stick to his boxing IQ, the world might stop seeing him as a future contender and start calling him a journeyman. Will he learn from Joyce's downfall, or is he about to lose it all? Stick around, and let's break down what Kabayel must do to avoid Joyce's fate. The heavyweight clash between Agit Kabayel and Zhilei Zhang presents an intriguing stylistic matchup that has captured the attention of boxing fans. Zhilei Zhang, with his impressive size, southpaw stance, and knockout power, enters this fight as the favorite. His victories over formidable opponents have established him as a legitimate threat in the heavyweight division. However, Kabayel possesses unique attributes that, if utilized correctly, could potentially turn the tide in his favor. Kabayel's primary strength lies in his technical boxing skills. He is known for his fluid footwork, defensive awareness, and ability to control the tempo of a fight. Against Zhang, who thrives on pressure and power punches, Kabayel must embrace a strategy that minimizes exchanges in close quarters. Instead of engaging in a slugfest, he should rely on lateral movement to keep Zhang off balance and avoid the destructive left hand that the Chinese heavyweight wields so effectively. While many observers might advocate for a body attack against a fighter like Zhang, who is known for his size and stamina limitations, this approach may not yield significant dividends. Zhang has shown resilience against body shots, and investing heavily in this tactic could leave Kabayel exposed to counterpunches. Therefore, Kabayel's best route to victory is to focus on sharp, well-timed power punches upstairs, particularly targeting Zhang's head with straight rights and left hooks. He should aim to disrupt Zhang's rhythm and exploit defensive lapses rather than trying to wear him down through attrition. A critical component of Kabayel's game plan must be the jab. The jab will serve as both a rangefinder and a defensive tool to prevent Zhang from closing the distance easily. A consistent, authoritative jab can also help Kabayel set up combinations and create opportunities for counters when Zhang overcommits. However, the jab alone will not be enough. Kabayel must incorporate feints to create openings and keep Zhang guessing. Subtle movements and changes in rhythm can make a significant difference when dealing with a puncher of Zhang's caliber. Kabayel's strategy must center around precision, movement, and defensive solidity to counter Zhang's dangerous left-hand power. Kabayel's jab will be a key tool, setting the foundation for combinations that frustrate and disrupt Zhang's rhythm. The jab should be frequent and varied. High jabs to measure distance and distract, and sharp body jabs to sap Zhang's energy. Following the jab, Kabayel can capitalize with straight right hands that split Zhang's guard. These shots must be crisp and delivered with speed to avoid counters. Kabayel's footwork must remain fluid. Constant lateral movement, circling away from Zhang's power hand, is critical. This means predominantly moving to Zhang's right, forcing him to reset and reducing the effectiveness of his left hooks. Kabayel should utilize pivots to create angles and keep Zhang from planting his feet to generate power. Quick shifts between offense and defense will be essential. Throwing punches, slipping inside, and then pivoting out to avoid getting trapped against the ropes. Hooks will be another important weapon in Kabayel's arsenal. Left hooks, especially when thrown from a crouched stance, can catch Zhang off balance if timed after his left-hand shots. Right hooks should target both the body and head, making Zhang think about multiple threats. However, every offensive sequence must be executed with immediate exits in mind: throw, move, and reset. Staying stationary against Zhang is a recipe for disaster given his devastating punching power. Defensively, Kabayel must maintain a high guard and be vigilant about Zhang's overhand left. Zhang's power is undeniable, and one well-placed punch can change the entire trajectory of the fight. Kabayel should employ head movement and quick pivots to neutralize Zhang's straight-line attacks. Clinching when necessary and tying up Zhang on the inside will further frustrate his opponent and disrupt his offensive momentum. Kabayel's defensive strategy should borrow elements from the George Foreman-style defense. This involves a high guard with elbows tucked to protect the body, combined with subtle parrying to deflect punches. When Zhang launches his left hook, Kabayel should tilt his torso slightly to the right while raising his right glove to block. This compact, minimal movement defense conserves energy and reduces the risk of gaps that Zhang can exploit. Kabayel must also use his forearms and shoulders to absorb blows, keeping his chin tucked to avoid direct impacts. Head movement will be crucial, but it should be controlled rather than exaggerated. Zhang's left hook is most dangerous when opponents sway predictably into its path. Kabayel must employ sharp, sudden slips, just enough to avoid contact without compromising his balance. This will allow him to remain in position to counter quickly. In terms of offensive combinations, Kabayel should emulate elements of Joseph Parker's stick-and-move strategy. Parker's success against heavy-handed opponents came from rapid-fire jabs and straight rights followed by lateral escapes. Kabayel should adopt a similar approach, but with added aggression when opportunities arise. For instance, after landing a stiff jab, he can follow with a left hook to the body, right hook upstairs, and immediately pivot out to Zhang's weak side. Endurance and conditioning will also be key factors. Zhang has demonstrated vulnerabilities in the later rounds of fights, often slowing down due to his massive frame and energy-intensive style. If Kabayel can avoid major damage early and push the fight into the later rounds, his superior mobility and stamina could give him a decisive advantage. In the championship rounds, Kabayel's ability to remain active and continue landing scoring punches will be critical. While Zhilei Zhang brings formidable power and physicality to this encounter, Agit Kabayel's path to victory lies in outboxing his opponent with sharp, precise punches and intelligent movement. He must resist the temptation to engage in prolonged exchanges and instead focus on hit-and-move tactics. By using his jab effectively, avoiding body shot overcommitments, and exploiting Zhang's defensive lapses, Kabayel has a fighting chance to upset the odds. Ultimately, this fight will be a test of whether Kabayel's technical prowess can overcome Zhang's raw power and aggression, a classic confrontation between skill and strength. Finally, Kabayel must recognize that power punches are needed to keep Zhang honest. While movement and volume are essential, he should invest in well-placed straight rights to the solar plexus and quick, snapping hooks to Zhang's ribs. These power shots will wear Zhang down over time, reducing his ability to unleash his heavy artillery. By maintaining a relentless pace and mixing in hurtful punches, Kabayel can take control of the fight and avoid succumbing to Zhang's destructive punching power. As long as Kabayel understands that all it takes for Zhang is just one power punch, he must ensure he keeps his head in the game at all time. So guys, what do you think? Do you see Agit Kabayel coming out victory against the Big Bang Zhang? Can he become the third man to hand the Chinese powerhouse a defeat? Let me know in the comments section.